Wars: The Skywalker Saga, so I think this is one of the longer levels in the movie. No, actually, it's actually one of the shorter ones. But interestingly, I also think that this is one of the shorter movies overall, although I'm pretty sure one of the prequel movies was the shortest out of all 9 of them, and it was kind of bizarre to me just how, like, inconsistent the lengths were to these games, and you know, a lot of this game does definitely feel rushed, which I guess makes sense because it took them forever to come out with it. But better something than never. Or is it? There's probably a point when you shouldn't release the game, but being, you know, having something years in development isn't very fun either. And I would take a game that's somewhat mediocre over one that is never going to come out. Especially if it's a Lego game. You don't have to think too hard with Lego games, so they can be fun. But I do wish they were really fun again. They're a little fun today. They're not as fun as they used to be. Or you probably should just be playing other games. Okay, so we are down inside of the shifting mires, or the mines, or this weird, like, the snake pit, and while I was talking about whether or not Lego games are any good, we can free everybody else and walk on over here and then jump over the bones, and that should get us across just fine. And then we're going to kind of see a snake in the background from time to time, so we'll just do a little bit more forced platforming by pushing A on the ropes, and then A on the platforms, and then A on everything else. And then we can reach the start. It's not the start of the level yet, but that does get us on out of the pit there. So I think that was the cutscene where Rey heals the snake, and now we're outside. And we got to get to the ship, but then Kylo Ren's gonna like come and bomb us or something like that. And then once we run up here, hey look, I have 1,000,000 studs now. That's cool. And once we start C-3P-Oh no, which I think this is the start of the level itself, then we... Was that all a cutscene? I guess we didn't actually deal with Kylo on that planet, did we then? That might have all been in a cutscene, because now we're on the snow world, and we have the dagger that C-3PO can't translate, or he can translate it, but he has to get his Sith translation unlocked, and we have to go to a black market hacker to do that. And that's on this planet. And of course the planet is just swamped with First Order troopers who are terrorizing the local citizens. And there's going to be more of those spotlights that we've seen before. And if for some reason you haven't seen them before, well, just don't step in them. Although it's a Lego game, so if you do step in them, not a whole lot happens either. So I think there's a part coming up in this level that is actually completely pointless. There's like a big old time waste is really all it's for, and I don't think I actually sped that up, so I guess we'll be discussing that once we get there. But we are going to need a power cell to get through the doorway, and we can either wait for the spotlight to move, or you can just jump through the fence. So then we can dump the power cell into the door here, and that'll load it up.
Let's go. I don't want to stay still for too long.
And then there's going to be some of these First Order troopers waiting for us, and you can sneak past them or just sneak attack them, and that's all it takes to take them out is one hit. And then there's going to be more of these sort of permanent, whatever they're called, spotlights, and we can again just kind of go around them, or we can just start shooting some of these troopers in the head. And I think for the most part, as long as you actually defeat them in one hit, then it won't activate any alarms, but I may have there because that other spotlight went away. But as I said before, it doesn't really matter too much. And then I think I struggled with this part for a little bit. So as I've complained before, ever since Lego Harry Potter, they have yet to make the whole magic force move an object thing feel any good. So we need to, with a very annoying camera now, we need to stack these boxes so we can climb on top, so we can put a power cell in there. And I think we have to stack them a little bit closer, but as I said, I was struggling to do this. The boxes were not going where they said they were going, and you do end up using both analog sticks on the controller to actually move these things around, but even while you're doing that, it's just kind of wonky trying to get it to snap into the right spot that you want. But I think 3 is generally going to be high enough for us, and then we have to switch over to this guy. Looks like we have to switch over to anybody to pick up the helmet. I don't really know why I switched, but we do need another power cell for this. So we can come on back, and we'll see a bunch of these glowing boxes, and they will be blocking a power cell. So I'm going to switch over to Rey, because it kind of looks like we might need to force build or something. I don't know, maybe we might need to force it out for us, and Let's see, yeah, there we go. We can get rid of that box, and yes, now we can force move it out and drop it, and we can pick that up. Although I am gonna, for some reason, pluck C-3PO's body off of his legs and then toss him aside. I don't really remember him having that ability in the movies, other than, like, what was it, the clone wow, I said I would remember the name of the prequel movies. But anyway, the one in the droid factory, the Clone Wars one, whatever that was, Attack of the Clones? I think it was Attack of the Clones. That one where they, you know, he got all pulled apart in the droid factory. That was the only place I've ever seen him cut in half. I guess in the fourth movie, was it? Or fifth? One of those he was all in pieces too, but I don't remember him walking around on his torso is the point I'm trying to make. Okay, so when we're down here, there's going to be the Kinji thugs, and we'll destroy them very quickly because they don't have a lightsaber. And then there's going to be a lot of First Order troopers who come down here, so poor C-3PO is just going to be wandering around. And we have two options. We can defeat them all, which is probably faster, or we can just wait for them to pass. And whichever option you choose, it's probably going to take about the same amount of time. And waiting for them to pass is the one that I went with, because I'm already in a barrel, and why would I ruin that, you know? So we're just gonna wait, and wait for them to head on out that doorway. And I'm a little bit afraid to stop talking, even if it means I have to fill it with useless filler, just because I don't want to have to mute every single video I upload. It's when you get a copyright claim, they tell you which, like, which minute and which seconds the claim is for, so it's usually like 5 seconds. That's all they need to claim your entire 5 to 10, 20, 30 minute video. So it's just annoying when you upload and it tells you, hey, you know, from second 37 to second 56 that's copyright claimed, what do you want to do? They give you an option to mute just that section of the video, and it's just a little bit annoying because it's another step you have to take. You have to wait for it to process, and yeah, it's just something that's best avoided. Plus, it's really annoying getting that stupid notification they got claimed yet again, which is what happens when you play games that use a lot of heavily copyrighted music from Hollywood. That is just how it goes. I understand copyright law is helpful, but man, who in their right mind is thinking that whatever, I won't get that far into it. Okay, let's just watch some of the cutscene going around. There's going to be a lot more spotlights around here, and that should just tell you quite a bit more sneaking. Not that it's going to matter too much. We can just skip everything. Don't really worry about any of it. Do I even conk that guy? Nope, I leave him alone. And we'll head into the doorway, and that'll be it for the level.